Welcome back to the Gem Blenders channel. My name is Steve. I am the creator of the game, and over the last year, our team has been working really hard to create our brand new expansion set, Idols and Omens, which is set to release in early 2026, and it's also available for pre-order on our website. In this video, I wanted to do a deep dive into a handful of cards from the set and tell you about the creation of them. Before I get into it, please subscribe to this channel and join our Discord server to get all the latest updates. Okay, the first card I want to go over is called Torque Maxer. This card is a level 5 blend, and it's also the titular blend for our Torque Burnout starter deck, which is one of the 2 starter decks that comes along with the Idols and Omens set. It has an effect that is called Barrel Roll. Every time this hero switches from back position to a frontline position, you may inflict 2 damage to an opponent's HP. Okay, so I think, first off, this is inspired by a trick plane. So we use that to kind of create every aspect of the card. It has a little propeller on its head, it has checkerboards on its wings, has an effect called Barrel Roll. What really went into the design of this card was to make sure that it felt lean, combo-y, agile, and I think we accomplished that. So it's all about switching. We looked at the sub-blends for the card. Most notably, there's Royal Buzzer, which lets you switch 2 times per turn, and there's also Angel, which itself switches once per turn. So it easily combos with some of the sub-blends in the set, but it also is kind of a new take on it compared to like the Drone Buzzer Pollen Angel line, which gains attack bonuses. This one's doing non-attack, which I think most players would say non-attack damage is more valuable than attack damage just because you don't have to worry about defense. So this is all about positioning on the board, moving the blend from back position to front position to get that damage out. Some little fun lore notes about it is that it has almost the exact same gems as Fume Blitzer. It's just off by 1 gem there. And I think lore-wise, it's all about how these 2 blends race against each other. Torque Maxer is going to be more agile, better at like tricks and maneuvering, whereas Fume Blitzer is more just straight on speed. And you can kind of see that with how the effects work. The next card I wanted to go into is actually a sub-blend of Torque Maxer, and it's also included in the Torque Burnout starter deck. It's a level 4 blend called Stop Starter. It has an effect called Red Light, Green Light. At the end of your turn, you may deblend this hero and take 1 additional turn. You cannot play your allotted gem, declare an attack, or use Red Light, Green Light effects during that turn. Okay, so this is a really fun card. First call out I want to do is that it uses green, red, and yellow, Terra, Pyro, Electro gems, in addition to the Lucio Gem Light Gem, so that's why you're getting Traffic Light from those gems, which I think is pretty fun. I love the costume, it has it. Devin McFarland did an amazing job rendering these guys, and the effect, I think we actually came up. This is kind of a rare occurrence where we came up with the effect before the idea of the blend was all together. I've been for a long time. I wanted to do an effect that had you take an additional turn. You see that a lot in Magic, for example. I love the way those effects sound, how big they sound, but also you have to figure out how to make it balance. And to do that, we made it so you have to deblend Stop Starter in order to use it, and then you also can't do certain things during your next turn. So you can't play an additional gem. You're not going to get up by a gem, which makes it far worse than it would be if you were able to take an additional turn with the gem. But it's also really cool because you can combo it with blends that are going to benefit from that. So you could even think through Torque Maxer in that you're able to use switch attacks 2 turns in a row and get a lot of non-attack damage bonuses that way. So that's just one idea, but there's a lot of different combos that can come from a Stop Starter. Really fun to think about combos there. Next is an action card. It's a 2-star action card called Quarantine. Declare a card type, action, blend, or gem. An opponent cannot play any cards of that type from their hand until your next turn. So this is kind of a meme card. We've been getting a lot of requests from the community and the game testing team to have more player interaction, more punishing cards, and I think this is one that I was excited to actually bring back. In the beta version set, so all the way back in the 2019 to 2022 range, there were actually 2 cards. There was Blend Quarantine and Gem Quarantine, which prevented your opponent from playing the respective card type. This one, we expanded it a bit. We also gave it an additional star, so made it a little more costly. But yeah, excited to see what people do. I think people who enjoy punishing their opponent and preventing them from doing things, they're really going to enjoy this card. Next is Henrietta. This is a level 1 hero that requires an activation gem, and it has the effect Crown Jewel. Once during your first turn, you may search your deck for 1 gem and then equip a hero on your field with it. End your turn after you play that gem. Okay, so this is a level 1 hero, so you're going to assume there that it has a very strong effect. For those who aren't familiar with Gem Blender's heroes, the lower level heroes have stronger effects, whereas the higher level heroes can have worse effects, but the higher level heroes are able to blend into more things. So there's a scale there. So you're going to assume this is a pretty good effect, and it really is. It follows a couple of their heroes in different ways. It has the end your turn after you play this gem effect, which is going to be very similar to Claire in that way. Claire lets you play an additional gem on your turn, but there, in that scenario, you're not searching the gem in your deck. But this one also, it doesn't say basic gem. So you're allowed to search your deck for any gem type, which is going to be very significant as we go through this list, because you're going to see that in this set, we're adding the first ever special gem. So yeah, keep that in mind as we move forward. This guy is going to be your best tool in getting the special gem onto the field. The next blend I wanted to go over is called Slope Shredder. Slope Shredder is the lead blend for our other starter deck called Slope Slaughter, which is also available on the pre-order. It has the effect False Summit. Once during your turn, when you play this blend, if you have exactly half the HP of an opponent, you may switch your HP with that opponent's HP. This does not count as non-attack damage or HP gain, and then end your turn. So there's definitely a lot going on there with that effect, and I want to break that down for you. So it is a when you play this blend effect, so that's something that is very limiting in a lot of ways, because you have to play it at the exact right time in order to get the effect. And in addition to that, you have to have exactly half the HP of an opponent. It's rare that we have, I think this might actually be the first time that we use exactly half as a criteria for an effect to go off. So that's interesting in and of itself. But it's also an extremely powerful effect, because you're able to switch yours and your opponent's HP when you have half. So you're basically giving them half of your HP when you're able to use this effect. So it's a manipulation game in a lot of ways. And then I also want to go over the sub-blend of Slope Shredder called Snip Fader, which is going to be extremely helpful in achieving that goal. This one has Phantom Shears up to 3 times during your turn. You may discard the top card of your deck and then inflict 1 damage to an opponent's HP or to your HP. Okay, so this guy's going to be the manipulator. It's going to be the one you have on your field. It's the one that you use to line up your Slope Shredder and then do that big move. It's a really fun deck to build. We've done a lot of play testing with the starter decks especially. It might be a little intimidating at first, but it's also really satisfying when you get it off. Obviously, you're going to be using Snip Fader to discard cards from your deck. Doesn't matter too much as long as you have the Slope Shredder in your hand, ready to go. And it's great because you can let your opponent attack you and not feel bad about it. You just have to make sure you're not taking too much damage where you don't fall too below. And you just have to stay in that zone and then use the Snip Fader to kind of shore it up. So definitely a cool blend. Next card I want to go over is a hero, a level 2 hero called Felix. Felix uses an activation gem and has the effect Misery Loves Company. Once during your turn, if you have less than half the HP of an opponent, you may switch the position of one hero on that opponent's field. Felix is really cool. This is the second time we've used the criteria if you have less than half the HP of an opponent. The first is one of my favorite cards called Sage in the first set, and that's a level 5 blend. So this one's going to be a little more impactful because it's also combining a Force Switch ability, which by itself is a 2-star action. We also have the action card Struggle Switch, and anyone who knows Struggle Switch either feels really good to do it to your opponent because it's pretty powerful, or it feels really bad to get Struggle Switch because it can really mess up your field. Felix is really fun. It's a great card to have on your field, especially a good bench card because you're able to bring that guy in. And it's also fun facts about Felix. He blends as the blend Foul on the card. So you'll see a couple Easter eggs throughout the set of some heroes actively blending, and that's something that's we're excited to include after we introduced that type of art Easter egg with the Gourmet Kitchen and Stakes Royale starter decks. Okay, this is another action card called Substitute. This is a 1-star action that is a very simple effect. Substitute a hero on your field with a hero from your bench. super easy. It's a card that's been on my mind since the base set. It actually is something that we tested, but we ultimately cut for space reasons. But I was really excited to bring it back and also add some more support through hero effects as well, which we'll be revealing as time goes on. But Substitute's a really good mechanic. Those who are new to the game, you're allowed to have a bench with 4 additional heroes. It's basically our version of a sideboard, and you're allowed to when you substitute a hero in, you move all gems from the hero that's substituting out to the new hero that's substituting in. So you can get some pretty cool combos off in that way. You can also adjust the level of your heroes that way, so you're able to play more blends. Next, I want to go over the new level 1 hero, Aisha. She is a level 1 hero with the effect Admiration. Once during your turn, when you equip a level 5 hero on your field with a gem from your hand, that hero gains +1 attack for the remainder of your turn. This is a card that I'm excited about because it is great support to level 5 heroes and blends. And that's something that I've been looking to do as we've seen some of the meta kind of narrowing down on lower levels. I wanted to give some support on the higher levels because I think it's beautiful when people get out high level blends. It doesn't seem super crazy because at face value, there are a lot of heroes that have 1 attack. That's pretty common, especially for the lower level ones. But this one's giving it to level 5 heroes, which is good because you can combo that with the blends you're putting on top of them to give them even more power. So I recommend looking at some of the level 5 blends, not even just in this set, but also in the base set, to figure out what type of combos might be most valuable here. But getting high attack values and having +1 attack on your level 5s is going to be pretty valuable, especially for certain blends. Last but not least for today's video, I wanted to go over a very important card, the Enigma Gem. It's our very first special gem, and it has an effect. Treat this gem as both a Lucio gem and Nocturne gem, but only 1 type at a time. This gem is always an Enigma gem. Okay, so this is a really cool card because it breaks down a lot of the boundaries that were established in the base set. What I mean by that is that anyone who's dug into the lore of gem blenders a little bit more knows that Lucio gems, Nocturne gems never mix, Arrow gems, and Capro gems never mix. Every level 5 blend is going to use 3 elemental gems, 1 transcendental gem, so either Lucio gem or Nocturne gem, and 1 physical gem, Arrow gem or Capro gem. So those are the 4 schools: Angel, Herald, Foul, and Ram. What this is going to do is it's going to open up a lot of possibilities. So with special gems, you are only allowed to have 1 of any special gem in your deck, so that's really important to consider. But even with just 1 gem, you can unlock a lot of blends that overlap. For example, like I mentioned earlier, Torque Maxer and Fume Blitzer share all the gems except one has a Lucio gem, one has a Nocturne gem. If you have an Enigma gem on the hero, in place of the Lucio gem or Nocturne gem, you can play either blend on there. So that opens up your deck building twofold, really. So it's something I'm really excited about. It also works its way into the effects of the namesake blends for the set, Idol and Omen, which we'll be discussing in a later video. But yeah, this is something I'm really excited about. It's the only special gem that's going to be in the set, but we're hoping that it's going to be the first of many special gems that we introduce. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Please stay tuned for more videos and more updates as we go through all the cards in the set. Join our Discord server to see spoilers. Check out our new trailer that we released, and hope to talk to you more soon. Let us know what you think down in the comments.